Hello, Justice Defenders community. I'm reaching out in love and solidarity to you to see how you're doing in this time of pandemic and to give you an update on the steps that we're taking as Justice Defenders to react to these unprecedented times. Being together is so important to us. We love to meet in person, to break bread together, to share life. So I'm sorry that I can only be with you via video. I've been thinking about all of you, especially those members of our community who are on the front lines now, those who are working in our shops, our medics, especially our prison officers. We know that during times of pandemic, prisons are especially vulnerable places, especially prisons that are already overcrowded. Often I've thought of our community members in the post-test club on death row in Uganda living with HIV and AIDS, or the pregnant women and nursing mothers in prison, those living with illness and disability, and how vulnerable they are. I was saddened to hear of the first coronavirus death of a British prisoner last week. We're glad to see the careful response that our prison service partners have put in place to try and keep prisoners and prison officers safe at this time. Safety is our number one priority for our people. Across our offices in Uganda, Kenya and the UK, our staff are all working from home. All international travel has been cancelled. When it comes to delivering legal education, training and practice, most of the prisons that we work in are closed. But the beauty of our model is that we have a community of justice defenders inside prisons, our prisoner and prison officer, law students and paralegals. Where it's safe for them to work, they continue to do so, using social distancing. Where necessary, we give them hand sanitizer and soap so that they can keep themselves clean and safe. Our University of London students in some prisons have been able to continue with their studies via Zoom, and we hope it will be possible for them to sit exams this year. In Kenya, there was an effort by the judiciary to decongest prisons, to give bail and bond to those who didn't need to be in prison on remand, to give fines at a reasonable level as an alternative to short prison sentences, and to look for those who might be pardoned. We are proud that our Justice Defenders community was involved in many of these cases and trying to get as many people out of prison who don't need to be there at the moment as possible. Once the Kenyan judiciary begins working again, we'll engage with them to make sure that only those who absolutely have to be in prison are there. We know that this is a time when justice is more important than ever. We know it when we see police beating members of the public accused of having broken the curfew. We know it because this is a time of increasing unemployment. With unemployment comes more crime, more allegations of crime, and more people needing defending. We want to protect our organisation through this pandemic and prepare for the future to come. We know that our work is going to be needed, and we're still committed to our goal of getting 1 million fair hearings by 2030. To that extent, my senior management team and I meet every day. Our board and finance committee is meeting more often than usual. We're reviewing the situation on a daily, quarterly and annual basis. We've identified 15% savings that we can make in the immediate term, and as we look to the coming quarter, in the coming year, we'll look for possibilities for 30% and 50% savings respectively, if the situation requires it. Multiple times each week, I'm hosting open access sessions which any member of our community can join, where we come together for a time of reflection and to support and encourage each other. If any of the wider members of our community would like to join it, you're welcome to do so. Please don't hesitate to contact me for more information. I'm really grateful to our funders who've reached out at this time asking how they can help, and to all who sustain us in this work. We're going forward with launching the Advocates, our funding club for those who want to make a 3-year unrestricted gift in return for regular communication and personalised updates, and we hope that we'll have new members join in this season. Although our offices are closed, we are available to you via email and via phone. If there's anything we can do to help you, we'll be glad to do so. I'm grateful to all of you in this community for the work that you're doing. It's not easy work at the best of times, and now it's more important, more needed, and more challenging than ever. We recommit ourselves to our values of solidarity, bravery, and humility to respond to this crisis. Until we meet again, I wish you and those you love good health, safety, and hope.